Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about parental area design. So the contents of these particular slides: parental area design, clean room, air cleaning, HEPA filters, laminar air flow system, material support area, compounding area, aseptic area, isolation barrier technology, maintenance of clean room, environmental control evaluation, and media field test. So first, parental area design. So if you are considering parental area, so it will be consisting of your different area or different parts, that is parental functional area. Next is a warehousing area, so where we are storing our raw material. Compounding area, the preparations are compounded. Material preparations means container closure equipment storage area. Filtration and sterile receiving area. Aseptic filling, stoppering, lyophilization means freeze drying process is taking place. Packaging, labeling and quarantine. So next is your part is a aseptic area. Aseptic area, it is adjacent to the support area. So various barriers that are also involved into the aseptic area to minimize the ingress of contaminants to the critical aseptic area. So barriers that will be sealed, that may be your sealed walls, manual or automatic doors, airlock pass through, ports of various types, or plastic curtains. So if you are considering your clean room, so clean room, it will be divided into the various grades. So grades are your European grades are ABCD, United States classification class 100, class 100. So class C is your 10,000 and class D is your 1 lakh. So International Society of Pharmaceutical Engineering description: critical, clean, control and pharmaceutical. So these are the particular class. So maximum number of particles that will be allowed it. So maximum number of particles that will be allowed it. So that for class A, 1A area, grade A, so that will be your 3500, and class B, that will be your 3500, and class C, it may be your 3,50,000, and for class D area, it will be consisting of your 35 lakhs. So this particular maximum number of particles that will be allowed of the size 0.5 micron greater than equal to that particular size range. Okay, so maximum, next is your maximum number of particles of greater than equal to 5 micrometer, that will be not allowed into the grade A and grade B, and for grade C it is a 2000, and for grade D it is a 20,000. So next part is your air cleaning, how the air cleaning into the aseptic area or the sterile area is taking place. So air cleaning, so that will be consisting of your heating, ventilation, ventilating and air conditioning system, HVAC system are present. So air is firstly passed through the pre-filters, glass, wool or cloth. Then it will be passed through the electrostatic precipitator, including charge on particles. Next is your HEPA filters. So the clean aseptic air is passed into the class 100 area and maintained at positive pressure. So pressure is increased into the aseptic area so that your outside contaminants should not enter into the aseptic area. Next is your HEPA filters. HEPA filters are a high efficiency particulate air filters is the efficiency standard for of the air filters. So filter meeting the HEPA standard must satisfy certain level of efficiency. Common standard require that HEPA filter must remove from air that passes through at least 99.95% or 99.97% of the particle whose diameter is equal to 0.3 micrometer, with the filtration efficiency increasing for a particle diameter both less than or greater than 0.3 micrometers. So this is the structure of the HEPA filters. Continuous sheet of the medium. So this is your frame, and how the particle is embedded or entrapped into the HEPA filter. These are the mechanism by which your entrapment is taking place. Okay, and this is your filter sheet randomly arranged of your different fibers. Okay, so laminar airflow enclosures, these are also part of the aseptic area batches. So if you are considering your laminar airflow enclosures batches, total space with a very clean air sweeping away contaminants, horizontal or vertical limited area workbenches are also present, that will be consisting of your laminar airflow or for entire room. For large scale vertical system is a much more desirable, with air flowing through the countertop or through returns lobulars at floor levels. All movements should be planned and carefully to avoid the introduction of the contamination. Next this is your laminar flow hood. Vertical hoods, air blows down from top of the hood onto the work surface, drawn through the work surface and either recirculated or vented. So vertical hood, so air is blows down from top of the hood onto the work surface, drawn through the work surface and either recirculated or vented. So protection to the operator and avoids overspill into the work area. So this is the particular direction of the laminar flow hood. Okay, so work area is there, HEPA filter exhaust filter is there. Okay, so this particular recirculating fan is there, so air is entering from this side and it will be entering from this particular directions. Next is your material support area. So material support area, that will be for your storage of the raw material, constructed to the withstand moisture, steam and detergent. Ceiling, walls and a floor constructed of the impervious material with a vinyl or epoxy sealing coat provides a continuous surface free from the all holes or crevices. So this is your material support area. So how the walls and floor, that will be constructed of the vinyl or epoxy sealing coat. Next is your compounding area. So formula is compounded in this area. The control of the microorganism and particulate should be more stringent. So this consisting of your means are provided to control dust generated from weighing and compounding operations. So it will be consisting of your cabinet and counter constructed of the stainless steel, fit snugly to the walls and other furniture, so there are no catch areas dirt can accumulate. Next is your aseptic area. Aseptic area requires a construction feature designed for maximum microbial or particulate control. The ceiling, walls and floor must be sealed. All the counters should be constructed of the stainless steel and hung from the wall, so there are no legs to accumulate dirt. All the light fixtures, utility services, service lines and ventilation fixtures should be res- recessed in the wall or ceiling to eliminate the ledges, joints, or and other locations for accumulation of the dust and dirt. All the light fixtures, utilities, service lines, and ventilation should be recessed in the wall, ceiling, eliminate ledges and joints location for the accumulation of the dust and dirt. So large mechanical equipment should be housed as completely as possible within a stainless steel cabinet. So aseptic area personnel should enter through the an airlock. So personnel should be with sterile hats, mask, goggle, foot covers, and double gloves. The movement within the room should be minimum and in and out movement rigidly restricted during the filling procedure. So these are the particular precautions or instruction that will be followed by the personnel working into the aseptic area. Okay. Isolation barrier technology. So this particular technology are present into the aseptic area. So this particular technology or isolation barrier ranges from simple screen to the restricted access barrier to full isolation system designed to isolate aseptic operations from personnel and surrounding environment. The sealed enclosures are pre-sterilized, usually with pre-acetic per-acetic acid, hydrogen peroxide vapor, or steam. So this is your isolation barrier technology. So that will be separating your working personnel from the working personnel and the aseptic operations. Okay. Next is isolation barrier technology. Isolators are enclosed, usually positively pressurized unit with a high efficiency particulate air filters. Access to an isolator is through glow port and a sterile transport system. The operations are performed within the window sealed walls with operations working through the glow ports. Modifications of the isolation systems are restricted access barrier system. So restricted access barrier system offers a combined physical and aerodynamic barrier ideally controlled by positive pressure with clean air filtration, providing air exchanges and particulate cleanup for an ISO 5 critical process zone. Next is your maintenance of the clean room. So design of the facility is cleanable and sanitizable. A carefully planned cleaning schedule should be developed into the clean room. So liquid disinfectant should be selected carefully. It should be noted that ultraviolet light rays of the 237.5 nanometer wavelength are radiated by germicidal lamps are an effective surface disinfectant. Next is your personnel into the clean room should be in a good health and free from the dermatological condition that might increase the microbial load. Effective training and proper gowning can reduce but not eliminate the problem of the particle shading from the personnel. So next is your uniform worn is designed to confine the contaminants discharged from body of the operator. Aseptic area and uniform should be sterile. Next is your environmental control evaluation. To measure the total particle count in an air sampler, electronic particle counters are available. So electronic particle counters cannot differentiate between your viable and non-viable particles. So viable particles are only detectable as colony forming units after a suitable incubation period at 30 degrees centigrade to 35 degrees centigrade for up to 48 hours. So locations for sampling should be planned. Most critical process steps is usually the filling of the dispensing containers. A site obviously requires monitoring. Other examples include your gowning room, high traffic sites, in and out of the filling area. The samples should be large enough to obtain meaningful particle count. Next is your environmental control evaluation by using your slit to agar sampler draws by the vacuum a measured volume of the air through an engineered slit, causing the air to impact the surface of the slowly rotating nutrient agar plate. The exposure of the nutrient agar culture plates to the settling of the microorganisms from the air. The number of the microorganisms on the surface can be determined with nutrient agar plates having convex surfaces. Okay, so Rodak plates that can be also utilized for your determination of the microorganisms present into the particular clean rooms. Next is your media fill test, so that it will be also called as your process simulation testing. The test involve preparations and sterilization, often by filtration of the sterile streptococcus soya broth and filling into the sterile containers with this broth under the conditions simulating as closely as possible those characteristics of the filling process for the product. The media field provides a one-time representations of the capabilities of the aseptic processing operation. So media field tests are conducted when a new filling line or new product containers is introduced. So media field test is consisting of your filling of this particular sterile streptococcus soya broth into the container and followed by the all process. So these are the particular references.